junior designers, if they have the mindset like old times, then they are cooked for sure.
I think if it's a designer watching, you should stop thinking you're a designer.
Nihal, you launched an app recently that was trending #1 for the entire week.
Solving a small problem in an app, maybe it could have worked a long time ago, but I don't think that works anymore.
You don't have to always solve a problem, I feel.
Okay.
Right?
Let's remove let's remove this and then you can tell the story.
इसका क्या करना है guys?
I don't know.
Okay, so you know this is Lego.
Right.
So Lego age is that from 3 years to 80 years.
Yeah.
So while talking, we will be just trying to build something out of it. Nihal seems very serious already about it. And at the end of the session, only the crew will judge who has done it the best, and they'll get some awards. I don't know what it is.
Done.
I think is it like this? So it's the concept of team. So guys, everyone. So here we start the very first episode of Product Panchayat. With me, Mr. Chetan KVS, aka Design Pilot,
Thank you.
a very good friend of mine. Nihal, aka Nihal Nova, right? So here we start. I think everyone is very curious about how should we start. But the overall point is that today we will be discussing all the product concepts, not in like technical terms. I mean how it's evolving, what a young person can learn from this, and our experience. So giving you a fair context, so Nihal and we have worked, I think, almost for 4 or 5 years while building Cracks, and I know you from a very long time. You were like a person who started this design journey and started to create content and help young folks. So also helped
Right.
me a lot of times. So I invited you for a very first talk
Yeah.
at NIT Patna, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we kind of took fairly catch up, and later I think you are back to India after a long time.
No, I'm only on vacation.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm going
cool,
back.
cool. All right. So we're just discussing. There is no such sort of format where we will be asking questions or something. We'll be just while building. And by the way, this game has started already. Okay, if you feel like you don't want to listen to me, you can start building. The overall point is we'll do the panchayat and see how this industry evolves and give our opinions. One interesting thing also we would be talking about, we all three people are also some sort of content creators, maybe founders, design founders. I'm also running a business in design. He has also, while building his career, he also started an app that we will be talking about how he vibe coded, and all the concepts and burst we'll be discussing, right? So thank you and once again welcome.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
तो पंचायत शुरू करें.
Yes.
All right. ठीक है. So how you have been so far, Chetan? How's life going?
Life is pretty good. It's been very busy at work, and also with AI, it's very exciting for me to learn a lot of new stuff. So the amount of content that I've been putting has been very less because I'm focusing on learning AI, and I think other design creators are taking care of making content, so I can take a step back a little bit. But yeah, great. It's a great time.
So when you started design, Nihal, our days now it seems absolutely changed. How does it feel like?
I think obviously there's a lot of uncertainties in our field because AI is now here, and especially for youngsters who are now coming to design field. So the initial level of design that we used to do is almost AI is that capable that
Right.
right. So it's becoming really difficult for the youngsters to make their just have their value felt for the organization.
Yeah.
Because the kind of designs that you can create like after 1 year or 6 months of training, and AI is already there.
Correct.
So it's far more maybe easier for the person like you and me who were there for some time than someone who is now trying to make an entry into the field.
Got it. You mean that designers are actually cooked? Do you think?
I mean, so it takes some time, to get good at something. And right out of college, that I see, for example, interns like we have in our company. So obviously, right after college, you're not there yet. That a value, an organization will feel value that okay, this guy is bringing some value to me, and then give you money, right, in exchange. So I think youngsters right now that they feel that they cannot bring that much value for the organization also not kind of they're also realizing that.
So, I mean, sorry to interrupt. What is the value for an organization? That's a good topic, I think. We can just have a round. What do you think value is for an organization from a designer?
I can speak from a startup's perspective. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you are able to contribute to what the business needs, like, so obviously a business has its goals. It's essentially building a product, scaling a product, and as a designer, can you do a job that's good enough that will help them achieve the goal? I guess that's the easiest way to put value, because at the end of the day, no individual person can significantly put a very high value. It's at the end of the day teamwork, and you have to do the best of your ability and contribute as much as you can. That's definitely that's all there's value. You can't really measure that.
Got it.
But you're hired for a reason, and are you able to really do an effective job? That's it. Yeah.
Let's suppose the people who are not getting hired. There are 2 points. One person who is at a company who wants to grow. A person who is not really missing a job, right? So for a person who is in a job already,
Yeah.
he can add more value because he knows what are the problems that he can solve. He can be little more proactive than the old days. Maybe I think personally the people who think that I will be given a task then I will do it if this will work out in a longer term, no. The person who has been given some task, if a person thinks that he can go beyond the comfort zone,
Yeah.
he should try to maybe a person who was just designing before now can also think of more ideas like product manager used to do, used to do. Now with the help of AI he can do more research, extensive things. Some people in design domain they never had to code or something, but now they can at least make a prototype faster.
Yeah.
And not in terms of very clean prototype, I mean the user journey, the steps that can be faster. But this motivation, the person how they should go about it, I mean.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to building the right habits. Perspective first has to change, and then based on your perspective, you will define the right habits. And I think it is difficult for junior. I would not even say difficult. I think it is close to impossible for junior designers at least to pick this up, because they still have this mindset that I'm going to be a designer, I'm going to design screens, which is fine, which is needed. All of that is okay. But then it's just that we have to, like, not we, I mean, the industry will expect more from everybody at the end of the day. And it is difficult for them. I don't think everybody is going to be able to pull it off. It will take time, you shouldn't give up, but it's not going to be any easier. That's all I would say.
Let's say if this is right, of course, what we think, junior designers, if they have the mindset like old times, then they are cooked for sure, right? But anyone listening to this podcast or these conversations right now, how can we as a, I won't say early mover, but I would say like the people who have seen the Photoshop era, the Figma early days, and now seeing the AI era, how can we at least motivate those people to shift their mindset? I mean, at the end of the day, if we are saying, okay, if all are cooked, there is no future.
Maybe we don't tell them they're cooked to start off with.
I think every other reel shows these days like designers are cooked, video editors are cooked.
Yeah, because the reels in the old days, we had news channels. They are obviously right now news channels are still there, but reels have become kind of that. You have to like instantly click their attention, and the way that you create the attention is often out of fear.
Right.
You create some sort of fear in the people's mind.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
And
So that's a very interesting point I'm trying to draw from this very first takeaway.
Okay.
That people should not be scared of the content, right? Because those creators, they are making content
for the views, they're optimizing for the views, obviously, yeah.
right? Seriously, I also relate to that. The people say video editors are cooked. Bro, I am not able to hire good video editors.
Yeah.
How can they be cooked? and that's always
And
a
in
job.
fact, the opposite is happening. That's what I'm seeing currently. Video editors are in high demand
On demand.
True.
at
Okay.
this
Agreed.
moment.
Agreed. And they are also getting paid well.
Because
it's not like
now-
previous times.
And now organizations are feeling this value of good media, just putting
Right.
out good media and to
Yeah,
put
just
out-
the way it took time for design also to get its value. Now I guess video is getting.
yeah.
True. Agreed.
Yeah.
So that's the very first takeaway. So my again point comes in. Let's try to conclude. Ki
I think you were
junior
asking,
designer
yeah, you were
should
asking how
should
to-
sh- how should we motivate them? See, this whole conversations that we are catching up after a long time. I really want to make it valuable for the youngsters at least. And if we won't lead the conversations and write reality check, I think you are going to have tomorrow a very interesting
Yeah.
talk.
Yes.
What is it is about if you want to give in context?
Well, it's called Don't Be an NPC. It's the third time that I'm doing this. The first two times happened, I think once happened last year, and then the first time I did it was 2 years ago. It's essentially, I don't basically teach tools. I talk about setting the right perspective for the future. The difference between the first two and this one is that this time I'll be talking about the future, but then the first two was about, I spoke about the past, about a phase that I already passed.
Got it.
But now I'm going to be talking about the future.
Awesome. Again, coming to the point, how should we motivate them? Like, if I start from my point, what I think is that junior designers, don't think yourself as juniors. Firstly, because I see personally, because I coming from an intern background, then building a product in early days got me the exposure. So I think that don't think yourself a junior. You have to compete, and actually you have an edge and sword if you take it as an advantage. You try to your mind shift, try to be as proactive as possible. Just try to reach out to Chetan. I remember I reached out to you on Instagram. You replied. I don't know how you have an AI or something. Whenever
No, I don't
message
have
him,
any.
No,
I do it
he
myself.
definitely had automated replies.
No, not once,
Instagram.
never. Yeah, I don't do
bro,
that.
anytime I ping your WhatsApp or Instagram, how you revert it so fast?
No, I see it on my watch first, and if it's a message that I want to reply, I remove my phone and then reply. That's it.
Cool. So that's my point. What do you think, Nihal? How should we motivate and change this mindset from the junior people, bro? Yeah, come on, don't give up. Otherwise, you are cooked.
I think the fundamentals should be there before jumping into any domain. I would not exactly quote Ikigai, but something similar, right? So you have to have that interest in the field first. Otherwise, you won't survive for long if you jump to any field, right?
That's true.
So if you feel that, so the better litmus test for it, that it is to, if someone is not forcing you to do something,
Yeah.
and you're still doing it, right? You're not making any money,
Yeah.
just doing it out of fun,
Yeah.
or maybe something that you really enjoy doing.
Correct.
I think you should pick that career. I see a lot of people, just jumping the bandwagon, but I think you should just pick something that you really care about.
Correct.
And you think that, and then you can, maybe if you're not that good initially, but if you have that,
Curiosity.
curiosity in that field, you'll obviously get better. You'll get better at the rest of the people in the industry.
Yeah.
So means, and what's your opinion on that? How should we motivate, like without discouraging?
I think there is nothing, I mean, at least in my perspective, there's nothing we can do to motivate, because I feel like this has to be internal motivation first rather than external. At least for me, what worked was that I did not have the fear of failing at anything. So I did it out of curiosity. Even when I was learning this entire AI thing, there was a huge, I would say, fear that I might spend time and not get anything good out of it, which is why I probably entered and started learning about AI a little bit late. But when I started doing it, I just did it completely out of curiosity, knowing that even if 3 months of my time goes, it's totally fine. And I realized that, okay, maybe I waited a little too later. I should have started much before. So I think that fear is, getting rid of that fear is probably the most important thing. And you should be okay to spend some time doing this. And if you don't get anything out of it, that should be okay. I think that attitude is more important.
Got it.
Because
So that takeaway basically draws down to one thing, that is fundamentally you should be intrinsically motivated.
Yeah.
And I think I will also relate to that. I am also a person who is very curious. That's why I think I always try to figure out why this happens, how should we learn it. So that is also a takeaway. If you are not curious, don't enter to this field.
Yeah.
So this is like a important check, right?
Yeah.
And third point, what I also I want to draw from it, these conversations, that money shouldn't be the motivation.
At least in the beginning, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so many people, I think I have few instances like that, when people come to me, then they tell me, bro, I have been doing web designing for so long, but there is no money. I want to shift to product design, and I see these people drastically fail. And without if you think about, you are here to just make money,
Yeah.
that is, I think it's not gonna work out.
Yeah,
What
it's
do you
not
think?
gonna work out. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Okay, like, now coming to the part of something that is, let's suppose the people who are taking the most advantage of this era.
Okay.
I think the people who are thinking it as a power tool, the ones who are always dependent on developers.
Okay.
Like, okay, bro, just try to code it for me, then waiting and trying to see the work, right? Now some people, some really smart people I know, of course, one sitting on the table, Nihal and Chetan, who also launched a course, right? Both of you have been vibe coding
Yes.
and trying to shipping products, sometimes not maybe at the level of production, but sometimes does. Quoting the same, that Nihal, you launched an app recently, Good Air, that was trending #1 for the entire week. And this application was also retweeted by Nitin Kamath himself. How does it feel like? What are your thoughts, bro?
I just, if you just, so I made it without any expectation, obviously. I just made it because I thought it's fun. I was just having fun making it, like we used to, So in my early days in school, I used to come back from school and I just used to draw something,
Correct.
right? Nobody told me to do so. And even in my college, I started, my design journey was started actually in code first.
Okay.
So I started working on mobile applications in code, and there I found I kind of not enjoy coding that much.
Right.
And then I enjoyed the designing part of it. How the app looks, how this interaction works and all. And then I found Photoshop and then started working there.
Right.
Right. So now I feel like, okay, the part that I did not enjoy earlier was coding, and my coding is solved for me.
Right.
So now it has become a really good playground for me.
Got it.
So it's always something that I always wanted. So it is something that I always wanted that is available to me now. That it's a good playground. I can play with it. I can create anything. So it's a medium, right? It's a good medium. For example, it's like a clay.
Right.
And you have clay and you can just mold it. You can do anything like that, So you don't like that part, it's like Lego. So I don't like this part, I can just pull it off. Again,
Got it.
you're building something right at that moment with the material you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in Figma, to code the traditional way that we used to do, so that is kind of translation. So we're making something, we're faking it actually. We're faking it in Figma prototypes also.
Yeah.
So that's not real medium,
Real medium,
right? So you're taking the bottom sheet, okay, it will come down from bottom and then it will interact like this, like this, right? And then you're going to the developer saying, no, this is not possible. This is not how it behaves.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Very relatable. And only the point is, if I just want to draw something out of for the viewers, he didn't spoke about the result. The kind of conversation this is happening is the process, loving the process on its own. This was the byproduct. Like me and Hal used to talk about it a lot of times during our tenure together. That design is something you can't take logics out of everything. And their application is so beautiful. Honestly, I really use it sometimes without any reason. See, we used to talk about it. How can we make some product delightful enough
Right.
that, of course, air index, quality index is not something that everyone wants to check out maybe on the daily basis. But you make it so delightful, the vibration, the haptics, the feeling of overall app, the quote, make it look delightful is the key. And that is how I think a power engine is given to you with the AI, and that is why you were able to make it.
Yeah, I think another interesting thing is that entire experience, if you had just designed it, you would have not thought of half of those experiences.
Yeah.
But you automatically now think of these when you're building.
Correct.
But when you're designing scenes, you don't think of half of these things because you can't visualize it, you can't feel it.
Correct.
That's not the real medium, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Very rightly said. Ultimately, the source of truth is the code.
Right.
And very rightly said, Figma is just like a layer of faking it. It's a layer to communicate to developers, bro.
Yeah.
This
So
is
the
how
best,
you should
so
use.
so that's what we often tell to juniors, right? Make this prototype look like real. I want. So a lot of my teammates get frustrated with me. Obviously, they don't tell me that, but I can see
Yeah.
when they're bringing the prototypes, Figma prototypes, and I tell them, no, bro, this bottom sheet shouldn't just be there.
Yeah.
It should come from bottom.
Okay.
And if I'm tapping out, it just
Outside,
yeah, it
yeah,
should
yeah.
close or just small details.
True, bro, true.
Right. So
I'm just trying to simplify this concept. Very rightly said, bro. And I remember any junior designer who's working, they always given a problem statement, they try to make screens out of it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the one who is giving feedback is not a god or king. They will give feedback on the screens right there. Visually, yes. But at the end of the day, even if I want to extend this concept of this is not just it is going to the developers. At the end of the day, your product is going to the users. And if users are feeling good about it, they feel satisfied, their problems and use cases are resolved, then only they are going to be retained on the app, they are going to make purchases, which entirely solves the business problem. And talking about the fact, if you are designing and making the prototypes really deep, and I think this for the reviewer also, it gives a good feeling that this product is developed, and then the person can see the broken pieces of the. So me and Nihal used to speak about it a lot. I think you can also give your perspective to it. Maybe a product design is like a film.
Okay.
Where your splash screen is like an intro.
Okay.
And then you have lot of screens in between like a steps.
Okay.
But if there are breaks which are not well connected, seamless in a motion, in a feeling.
Yeah. Continuity errors.
Not not a lot of people talk about it. People don't talk about what hardly they talk about is edge cases. Maybe they talk about is the responsiveness. But then nobody talks about the seamless wherever this is breaking. Maybe sometimes I feel like copy is really important, and I personally really like the way you write your copies everywhere.
Okay,
Even
thanks.
your portfolio, even on your even content creation part. But your content creation, your copywriting is really good because it's also the part of design. I think communication.
Definitely.
So I really want to highlight some part on communication. How can people be really good at it? What do you think about the communication, copywriting in design?
I don't think this has anything to do with design really. I think this would apply to any field, even marketing.
Correct.
Or anything as such. And I think it's everybody's responsibility to ensure that whatever you're doing and conveying, it's done with the right intent, with the right objective at the end of the day. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So my point is, Chetan, there are two kind of people. Two designers. I really want to not just limit it to the product.
Okay.
We are speaking to it. I really want to cover some other sides. There are designers who are also making a lot of landing pages. So I personally work with those designers because this also solves a business problem because it gets you sales. It's popularly known as VSL framework or something.
Okay.
There is a video, then there is sharp copy.
Okay.
Too salesy, people end up buying it. Other than design, a person who also knows and learns the communication, and rightly said, it is not just limited to design. If your communication is good, maybe you can communicate better to product managers. You can communicate better with the stakeholders. But do you think that communication as a skill is important for not just designer but anybody to learn?
Yeah, I think it is. I think communication is basic for anyone, I would say. Yeah.
But people miss out on this thing. They just focus, okay, मेरे को एक design बना देना है, मेरे को एक button बना देना है, color दे देना है, gradient दे देना है. And now what it does, the way UX copy is written is not really taken care of. There's something that I think people should be taking care of, right?
Right.
Got it. Okay, what else about product development life cycle that you want to tell to people that they should learn other than just copy? There are a bunch of other things I think.
Yeah.
So I just want to highlight few of them. What do you think?
Yeah, you want to go start?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so fortunately, in my initial part of career, we didn't have PMs in any of the in any of the products or companies that I worked, and somehow that helped me develop that, product thinking also.
Right.
I was not someone where someone would just, give me the proper PRD brief and everything, and I get the download and then just I have to create some screens,
Got it.
right? I got a proper problem statement. I had to think through it. I had to make my flows.
Yeah.
I had to, think about business also. I had to also write copies.
Yeah.
Also think about marketing perspective. So everything,
Correct.
So you have to taste every single thing, I would say, as a designer, and not just be limited to just your craft. So yeah, there is craft obviously that you bring onto the table as a designer that no other person in the organization maybe in is that good.
Yeah, is that good? Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
that you're bringing your expertise there. But if you just dabble around these things also, you will be definitely a much better designer compared to someone who is not.
Yeah, maybe that term designer itself goes away because when you start dabbling into a lot of other things,
Yeah,
then you're no longer this designer
Yeah,
as such.
yeah. Maybe you're the best designer then. I think because then, so I think a lot of good design happens, when you zoom out, right? So
Right.
I see a lot of people, they are so zoomed in into any problem or anything that they're working on that they cannot see the whole picture.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair enough.
And a lot of stakeholders, they often have this
Ability.
pain in their head ki, this guy is not understanding the whole
Whole
whole picture also.
got
I
it.
don't think.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's why their PMs are there, their business heads are there
Correct.
to help, right? And obviously, the more complex the problem is, and like it keeps getting complex and complex,
Right.
you will definitely need help from these people because they're expert in their fields.
Correct.
But if you just try to consume the whole thing, as a designer, like I see a lot of designers say, "This is not my part. This is not my responsibility. If I get PRD on it, then I would start."
Yeah.
Right?
That's yeah.
Right? You should. I mean, okay, yeah, definitely fine. You should work with PM, but you can also be PM.
Yeah,
there could be two PMs on a project.
Correct. That's
Right?
true.
100%.
And that's the part I think. If so, we were doing without knowing it, right?
Exactly.
And
True.
we thought this was the part of design.
Yeah.
Correct.
But in the larger organization, I see really feel this missing, and I really feel bad for juniors or like newcomers who join bigger organizations in the early stages of design career, and I feel really bad for them, and I always tell them, bro, please just don't do design.
Yeah, just don't do design.
Yes.
Yeah, because they will probably be in a situation once where they will not have this extra help and
Yeah.
they will not know what to do at that point.
Correct. And this is something that, like Nihal said, we didn't had this luxury or maybe opportunity that there are project managers. So this we were like naturally doing it.
Yeah.
Of course, there are cons maybe that we were not best at management. Sometimes we are trading off our time at design. But at the end of the day, it helped us in a way that we got larger perspective. We got this understanding. Okay, and I honestly speak, no offense to project managers. See, after when I got to know this, the Airbnb founder Bench XC, he spoke about that we don't have product managers. Right?
Yeah, but he didn't mean it exactly like
Yeah,
that.
they have product managers, but
But he
But the point he was trying to make the designers and developers collaborations at the end of the day. The learning out of the whole journey was basically that if you do not have project managers, you take a step ahead.
yeah.
You try to consume because research, okay. Sometimes prioritization of features. My point of is that okay, you don't entirely do it. Just understand the terminology, right? Just understand the language because everyone has different language. Design language, colors, typography. People speak about steps, framework, and so many other stuff, right? However, in PM domain, you talk about priorities. You talk about KPIs, matrices. You talk about maybe the stakeholders approval, feasibility analysis. So if the more you understand the language, the more you understand, it will only going to help in your design process only, because your design process is going to solve a business problem or user problem. My way of saying it all, like it's like a line. There are users and there are business. Business will say make it more good for me in terms of revenue. Users will say, whatever you are making, any product, keep this framework, maybe digital or product, make it good for me and little cheaper.
Yeah.
And there is where a product designer lies in the middle. Okay, I want to make a product that is good for users, also making money for business. In any context, if we give it, let's suppose an ad revenue company,
Yeah.
users will ask for low ads, business will ask for more money.
More ads. Yeah.
Similarly, for any other product, I want it cheap, they will want to sell it higher because they want more margin. Now for a product designer, I personally feel the company organization structure and the ecosystem, if this values, they value design, they value the culture, then the product really shines in the longer run.
Yes.
But the companies like, I would say Lala companies in particular, but the companies who are, you know, very business centric dhanda, they won't really care about it. I've seen
true.
talk to people, they
Yeah.
don't fucking care. They
Yeah.
they will rather go to a developer and tell them कि भाई मुझे डिज़ाइन नहीं करना, बिना डिज़ाइन के मेरे लिए डेवलप कर दे, मैं तेरे को पैसे दे दूंगा सस्ते में.
Yeah.
So this shift, do you think is going to change?
No, I think this will not change, because at the end of the day, at least in my perspective, the people who run the company will take the decision whether they want to make it user centric or not. At the end of the day, who's calling the shots is going to matter. So even if you're a great designer and you can still think that no, this is better for user, well, it's not your company. Then why don't you start your own company and then you solve this problem for users, right? So I don't think that will ever change.
Do you think we'll see more design founders now?
More design founders. I mean, what is your definition of design founder? Somebody who is a founder who used to be a designer? Is that your definition?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we could. I don't know. I know a lot of designers are already slowly starting making apps and making money with it. But it takes a while to really pivot and focus on that full time. Maybe it is possible, I would say. I already seen a couple of examples. So evidence will suggest that it's possible. But I guess a lot of people would also want to continue being designers, at least in the short term, and work in the company and try to use AI as much as they can. Because I think what you need is a good problem statement and validation that this will work.
Correct.
Not all designers would end up getting that realization or identify a good problem statement that they find working on.
And very right,
So, yeah.
right point, bro. And honestly, this is another point too that we can discuss about problem statements. Everyone wants to write case studies, and they end up doing one thing which is I really find shitty. They firstly make a Google form.
Yeah.
And they do a user survey.
Survey, correct.
And
That's true.
the source of them for surveys, they put a WhatsApp status. And guys, I am taking a survey because I am making a pharmacy app.
Pharmacy app, correct. True.
Right. This is, have you ever seen such people?
Yeah.
Right.
I've seen all
What do you say? Do you think that this will work?
So I understand where they're coming from and I get it, but obviously it's not going to work because that's not how research is done, first of all. It's very rare for someone to go and identify a problem statement through a survey.
Correct.
Unless the survey is made in such a way that makes it easier for you to identify a problem statement. If you're shooting in the dark, then probably not.
Got it. And what do you think, Nehal?
Okay, what was the question again, please?
So my question was, you have really cooked something. Bro. Is it a cactus?
Something like that.
Okay. So the question was basically problem statements people are chasing, and they do survey in a very, very unconventional way. I would say like putting a status and making a Google form. How to really identify good problems to work upon for the case studies rather than making another pharmacy app idea or food delivery app or I don't know what.
Yeah.
How do the people chase? That's my question.
That's a good question actually. And so there is this question that I often ask in interviews to designers. Tell me one problem that you see in your daily life,
Okay.
right? That you have seen, like that you see that people face in your daily life. It could be you or it could be anyone else, your family, friends, that you have at least observed, right? And you can solve for design. Give me at least one problem, because I feel if you are a designer, right? It's like you're having some something
Pain in the ass.
different kind of a vision where you can just see problems.
Right, that's true.
Correct.
Wherever you just enter in a room,
You can see,
you can
yeah.
see the problems.
Yeah.
And
If you- if you
that
have-
sometimes bothers, bro. That sometimes bothers. You going to a wedding, I feel like, bro, this experience, this sofa could have been little me.
Yeah.
Agreed,
How can
agreed.
we solve this, make it better? Yeah.
Agreed. Correct. Yeah. So I can I don't know. I never had this problem. I don't know. I cannot feel for people who
Exactly. Yeah, even I feel the same. Yeah.
So what I think, I will give you my perspective to the same. So people generally think for an idea. They want to make an app. But my way of saying is that don't look for idea that you want to do. Rather look for problems that you can solve.
Yeah, but that is also different. Because I agree with what he said, is that I don't know how to feel for people who can't think of problems. Because I feel like this essentially problems come to you rather than you go looking for people.
So I'm trying to demystify it. So my thinking is just I'm drawing to this conversation. Of course, this is so. By the way, this all is very subjective.
Yeah,
This all is
true, agreed.
everyone can have different opinions. And this is just we are trying to make sense out of it. What I think is, if you have empathy, if you feel someone else's, then I think this quality of grasping problems comes in.
Yeah.
Second is observation, curiosity.
Curiosity, yeah. That.
Right. At the end of the day, person who wants to solve a problem, I'm just trying to answer the same questions in my language. Maybe you can add upon it. If you want to write for case studies, don't look for any big idea that you can make a business out of it. Maybe try to solve a problem in an app.
Yeah.
That, like for an example,
But that may not be enough for the industry and get an
cater.
interview. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the industry is now going to want more. Even solving a small problem in an app, maybe it could have worked a long time ago, but I don't think that works anymore. I think people would want a little bit more than that.
Maybe so many times, like if you see a person who has ability to solve problem multiple times, and first of all, like Nihal said, more than the ability, the important part is your ability to even see a problem before solving it. If you can't even see it, don't you? And sometimes industry also has this problem that this is too much from an interviewer to ask from a person. You want that person, to be an observer, to be a designer, to be a coder, to be a craftsman, animations, motions. Then you also want that guy to be a PM. Then you also want to, अरे भाई, समझ रहे हो ना?
I feel you, yeah.
है ना? So yeah, of course we have experience. We got good opportunities. We tried, we worked really hard. That is what we are trying to say through these conversations. But a person, there are two choices. Either person is good, hardworking. Do you think that he will figure out on his own? Do you think that there is some way that we can try to guide them?
I think this early part, there's not much we can guide, and this cannot happen. I mean, at least in my perspective of all these years, it has always been that if you want to guide or help someone, do it while sitting with them one-on-one. Any other type of one-to-many or YouTube content is not going to help them that much, at least learning these critical skills. Figma, fundamentals of design, craft, these things maybe you can teach a little bit here, but to really hone these skills, you can't do that online as well. You can try as much as you can and give them examples, but it's only going to, I mean, maybe 4 years ago this would have been okay, but now this content is not going to help anybody because people don't even know how to take this and apply. But I think on that line, I'm actually happy because now AI is going to let everybody pick a problem that they want and actually solve it themselves completely from scratch by themselves. So if you want to learn critical thinking and problem solving and building an eye for design, now you can do it yourself. All you need is a problem statement, which I don't think should be very that difficult. Like for example, like I said, I was looking for properties to buy and I'm going to all these places that are getting constructed and I'm getting the brochures and this and that. And this is my first time looking at real estate and learning how real estate works and how to get loans and how to choose a property and this, that. And I have all of these problems that I'm facing and I'm like, I feel like there should be a way for me to solve it. Like I was just thinking of this idea where a lot of these companies are sending me their brochures and I just want to upload this brochure somewhere and this app or web app or system knows everything about my preferences. It knows all the properties I've shortlisted and it can help me understand if I ask a question about a property, it can compare it with the other properties as well, right? And now I only face this problem because I experienced something, and yeah, and I felt like, okay, this is a problem that I can actually solve because I experienced it myself, right? I think even putting yourself and experiencing new things in life will make you think. Like if you're sitting in your room 24/7, you're not going to think differently at all. So
correct.
that's also one thing.
Fair enough, fair enough. I think we should start one thing. So at the end of this conversations, let's try to make something where we put those problems out there. I think you have tried it through your content initially.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
an
I know
extent,
the people are not, proactive. So
yeah.
intention is even, one guy who can, get benefited from these conversations. I think our our intent is done, right? So let's try to make something where we can pool all the ideas. Like similarly, I was thinking a very basic idea. I don't know if you can have a counter idea to it. Sometimes there are bachelors who are living in a room
Okay.
and they order food easily now, Blinkit.
Yeah, right.
Lazy people. Sometimes they don't have food in their house and it's their maid or cook is waiting at what is theirs.
Got it.
Right? I sometimes feel like there has to be a feature in Blinkit where I can give permission to order to my cook. And this could be easily made, I think. Maybe there are some blockers. Now these people, Snapit and all, they are also internet savvy.
Yeah.
They can just bunch it in load it in your wallet
Okay.
so that you can order something like this.
Got it.
And they're like you said, now this is a habit in the designers. They see problems, they maybe sometimes try to solve it. But like you said, real estate is one of the, so we work in real estate for so long now. It's like 50 trillion level sort of things.
Yeah.
Like this is sort of valuation, India's market, outside, everywhere. Even though you are feeling so many problems because nobody is really solving that.
Yeah.
So my point is that with AI, designers, if we really take the charge, don't you think that the next wave of premium luxury experiences are coming in?
But that depends on, first of all, we already have a small pool of designers who can pull this off. And then you have another small pool of people who will actually do it. So it won't be a wave, it will be more of a, I don't know, an episode, I would say, rather than a wave. Because first to do this, you need to be good, which we don't have a lot of good designers. And the number of people who will take initiative to do this are also going to be even less, right? So,
Fair enough.
I already did NPC 1 and 2 in Mumbai and Delhi.
They didn't change anything.
Right. One of the questions I asked is how many of you have never vibe coded, built anything? Majority of the hands rose, right? We're already in July, we're in June 2026, and a lot of people haven't even dabbled into vibe coding, and these are all designers, right?
Crazy.
So that's the thing. So yeah.
What do you think, Nehal? You have created your own app. Makes you feel good. It's of course, very popular nowadays, right? Of course, you will be keep building upon it. Don't you think that some people will try to build something like this and bring some more premium experiences for users and solving bigger problems? Do you think that shift will change?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is already happening. People have started. So initially it was just play, and now it is getting a lot real business. So I have seen a lot of indie developers, designer turned indie developers. Forgetting this name. So he made clocks. So I think he's from Switzerland. A designer who really, made really good clocks, a lot of clocks.
Okay.
Really polished ones, and it sold really well.
Okay.
He made a lot of money out of it. So
Right.
You don't have to always solve a problem, I feel.
Okay.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So don't always think it like, okay, I have to solve this problem, I have to solve this problem. Maybe you just, I feel, so, okay. The way I think about this is you have to create something that society wants. Okay?
Correct.
Even if it doesn't solve a problem.
Even if it doesn't solve a problem. So it has been happening, when we used to fight with swords, right? Swords. So people who used to create swords, they were actually valuable. So if you could create really good swords,
Right.
that could cut really easily, deep, and a lot of other things. You don't have to sharpen it often. So those qualities when you have to. So they used to play with a lot of alloys, metals, and to create. Okay, कैसे बनाए? So for example, Japan created their katana. You might have heard,
Very
right?
popular, yeah.
So think it that way, na? What society wants currently? What do you feel that that someone would want? That you just create those things, I think, and you will just create value.
Yeah.
So don't just always think about solving a problem. Maybe you just have to create some value for people.
Yeah.
And most of the time, this happens via problem solving, but this can also be done without actually solving problem.
Yeah, so there was this guy who had attended one of my previous the NPC sessions, and he made this podcast app, and he shared it with me after the talk, and he said that he's making at least around 800 ARR or something like that per month.
That's
And I asked him, you made another podcast app, like we already have 1 million podcast app on the App Store. And what he said was he didn't do it to solve a problem because we already have 1,000 podcast apps. But he said that the market is so big that I'm just taking a small chunk of that market at a cheaper price, and I'm still making enough money from it.
really smart.
Yeah.
Very smart move.
Yeah.
And I think all the business people thinks that way only.
Yeah.
They don't go after any new idea. They
Yeah.
rather go for a boring business that has already been
Established. Yeah, that's also one of the ways people are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to draw one important takeaway out of these conversations. Number one is that it doesn't need to really solve a problem. Maybe it is something that society might appreciate and want.
Yeah.
And second thing is that don't think of any new thing. Maybe you can just solve a problem that already exists but wasn't solved better.
Yeah.
I think with us also.
I think to start off, I think that's a good approach. Yeah.
I think when we started Trex thing also, Crickbus was already dominating and still it is one of the product.
Yeah.
But we tried to make it more better, delightful. That was the idea other than that, right? And it worked out really well.
Right.
And there are I think thousands. So my thinking is like that. In previous time, when ticket booking was a new thing, everyone was so surprised. Oh, now you don't have to get in line.
Yeah.
Now you can book it on your own. But now that industry has shifted to something else. Now they want good experiences because of Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit,
Okay.
Porter. Now the people don't just think that it will be resolved. They want good experience. They want good service. They want better discounts. They want proper return. They want proper customer support. Now the level of user satisfaction has been really rising.
Right. Correct.
And I think that maybe I don't know what is the right term to it, but user experience beyond a point is also a customer experience. I think CX is something
CX, yeah.
people say it.
Experience, yeah.
And these are just terms, but at the end of the day, your users are satisfied. Maybe it requires you to go beyond. So I'm trying to touch upon a different topic now. How much it takes for a designer to go out of their comfort zone and try to solve a problem without the design. Do you think it is important? For an example, there is a problem statement given
Okay.
which requires you to get in collaboration with so many people, do brainstorming, then talking to the lead, talking to the technical person, finding those APIs, and so many other things, maybe talking to the customer support team. Do you think a designer can solve all the problems while sitting on a desk and doing it on Figma, or do you think that person has to go up and go on ground and try to solve it end to end? In your experience?
Now I'm just thinking.
Yeah, take your time. Otherwise,
I think it's obvious that you can't solve it just on Figma, right?
right.
I think it requires you to obviously do the groundwork.
But there is a hesitation I have seen in young designers. That is what I'm trying to say. What hesitation is this, that whenever they are given a task, they are not proactively trying to go out of their comfort zone. If they are given a feedback, they will go again to files.
Okay.
Try to just go into it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's all for them, that's all they know to do. So we either have to guide them and tell them how else they need to do it, or why you're giving this feedback basically. Because I think once they realize where the problem is, then they will solve it. So if they realize that the problem is not really the screens and the problem is somewhere else, then they will probably know what to do. I think for junior designers, I think that guidance has to be given. I think it's a little difficult to expect this from them. Because all of these skills, these are all brand new skills that they have to learn and build. Even identifying what is the root cause of a problem, like you know the problem, but what is the root cause of this problem? Is it actually even design? I think a lot of projects that at least as designers work on, these are not even design problems. Sometimes these are engineering problems, and there is some design work needed in order to solve this engineering problem at the end of the day, right? So, I mean, this could not just be engineering, this could be operations, it could be process related problems. So, I think, yeah, designers need to be taught how to identify the root cause of a problem, whether it is design, whether it is engineering, or where this problem is arising from, and then we can solve it that way. Yeah.
Got it, got it. Does it happen at your organization where you are given a task, but it is not a design problem or something where you solve it like with some sort of guidance
Yeah.
or changing the company runs on a system. I'm just trying to zoom out. There are sales department, marketing department, there is a product department. In the product department there are product designers, developers, tech people, project managers, right? Essentially, if there is a problem that is here, where a project manager is given to you by this is the problem needs to be resolved. But sometimes as a designer, this problem can be related to some other department.
Correct.
Right. This usually happens when I think any sort of problem statement can be taken as an example. So does it happen with your organization where you see a problem which is outside of your domain but can be easily resolved through any other thing rather than design without going to solve it through design only?
Yeah, I think it happens all the time, because the kind of problems we are solving, um, it often involves going into the yards where the real things are happening, going to the dealer ecosystem, understanding them, talking to them, and a lot of times you cannot solve it via interface.
Correct.
Just
True.
creating the interface. So the solution lies, beyond the screens,
True.
and it happens a lot all the time.
So
We have
any example if someone can relate to it? I mean, that's something that I'm just trying to
so
press
for
upon.
example, recently we're working on a thing where, we're working on a feature where we wanted dealers to sort of offer loans to their buyers. So for example, you have a dealership, your buyer comes in, right, and you want to offer loans to your buyer. We also provide loans, right? So we obviously wanted them to use our services,
Yeah.
and their options were low. So we figured out, okay, why is it happening? And we drill down. So we figured out, okay, they have pre-built connections. Like, for example, they are having connections almost a decade with certain DSAs and companies who provide, there are some agents so that they can directly call and get CIBIL checked via them, and just get the loan. So we were trying few things in the app, but we thought, okay, the app is so when the customer is sitting right in your dealership, the dealers are not thinking about opening an app, so it's not in their mind share. Okay, we cannot. So if something is even not in their mind share, they're not in their behavior, not in the use, day-to-day practice. So how can you then just build some experience in the app
Right.
and then
True.
expect it to do wonders?
Fair enough.
So we instead just thought, okay, what do they do? So we went through their workflows. So they often just forward on WhatsApp. So the buyer profile, they just forward it to WhatsApp to some of the agents, and whoever comes first with an offer, and they move ahead with them. So we created a WhatsApp bot where they can just forward it to us also.
Yeah. Right.
And we will just we also worked on speeding up our loan approval times.
Yeah.
So it can now as fast as 5 minutes to 10 minutes.
Got
So
it.
you can get an approval in 5-10 minutes and just forward it to WhatsApp, and our bot will pick it up right from there. So we just solve problem in that way.
Yeah.
We didn't make any interface.
Interface. True. Yeah.
Right?
I think very right example.
Yeah.
Very right example. So okay. So this whole process is little messy. This whole process has no fixed framework.
Yeah.
And this whole process is supposed to be like this, right? When you get into this problem statement, you try to step in, you try to talk to AI sometimes, and sometimes So, for example, for me, what happens usually these days, I've been talking to these AIs like everyone does. Sometimes it makes you, your brain little slow. It used to be like previously it was
Yeah.
pressing fucking, so everyone was really pressing on their own.
Yeah.
Now the first choice is okay, let's try to talk to AI first.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like, we are of course very smart at the end of the day, because that is human what created it. But in future if we get so relied on these technologies that may make you a little dumb. I'm not saying don't use it, don't try to
I know
over
you're
smart
going.
it. Right? What do you think that way?
Yeah. So I know for a fact that I can already feel this a little bit. That I get a little restless. I want answers fast. That I'm okay to take the shortcut. I already start feeling this myself. So what I've done basically is every time I decide to use AI, I ask myself, is this something that I am already good at? If it's something that I'm already good at, then I don't mind using AI, because I know that when I have to use it without AI, I will figure it out.
Fair enough.
Right? So, but if it's something that I'm not good at and I want to be good at, then I try to hold myself back a little bit and okay, try to figure this out yourself for one time. But then now and then you give yourself like a surprise, and then you say, even if you're good at it, try to do it yourself and see if you still got the knack for it. Right? Just to sort of challenge yourself and you do it. So that's one framework that I've kept for myself to figure out. Yeah.
What do you think, Nihal? Do you think that AI making us lazy, dumb, restless? Restless is for sure.
Yeah. Like you can feel that impatient and
Yeah.
like, you know that you can get an answer faster, so you want it fast.
100%. When I'm like in the morning trying to think of something of my own in my way, sometimes I feel like, yeah, there's something that I've done, and it is one more problem that it is also giving personally to me, where we are kind of coming to the end of these conversations, and now started with appreciating AI to now
Yeah.
trying to take some negatives out of it. My point is, like whenever I try to make something very early,
Right.
I just give it to Claude.
Correct.
And it makes it. And I don't even read it that well. It's also sometimes reducing the not just the attention span, but the reliability issues.
Okay.
Then I get back to those documents and try to, did I read it? Did I write it?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
But maybe because of speed,
Yeah.
urgency,
Correct. True.
it disturbs.
Yeah.
Previously it was very, very specific. You used to write those words. You used to write it all. How do you think that it can, because the people like us also are in this.
I think you can control that, I would say. I think that's easy. If you ask it to give it in a specific way, it'll give it. I think that.
I think Chetan had made a really good point, and I also see that way. If you are good at something already and you're just offloading it, so I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah. Correct. Exactly. Right.
It is like a person who is doing a job for you.
Yeah.
And also for things where I'm consciously making a decision that I don't want to do these things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So for example, but but one thing I would really like to point out is for craft people like us, once in a while you just have to do it hands on.
Yeah, for sure. I think you should love doing
Get
it.
in touch
Yeah.
with being being hands on. Otherwise, it will be really difficult. And if you just offload everything, even if you offload things, but still you need to have that. I don't know. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I totally do that myself.
True. I agree. Even making things like posters.
So it's like slow thinking. Everything is going so fast. You just have to stop once in a while and just be slow.
Yeah.
It's like a therapy, bro.
Yeah.
And then it's not for everyone.
I still
Nobody might relate to it.
I still find my favorite apps. Let's say, for example, if I'm loving Instagram this week, I will just take few screenshots
Yeah. Right.
and I'll just try to replicate it.
Yeah.
It's slow. It's slow. And it's still satisfying. You're creating something from scratch on Figma, pixel by pixel.
Yeah.
It's kind of old ways of doing it, but
Correct. And I think this is not. I don't know what I've created. What is this? What you guys have created by the way?
I don't know. This looks like a weird illusion sort of a thing, I guess. I don't know what this is. I made it symmetrical.
It feels like a portal to a world
And this
where everything is, Minecraft. Oh, sorry. What do you say, Mario?
Yeah, Mario
sort of
themed.
Mario world. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I'm giving you a good story to sell.
I'll take it. Yeah.
ruined
Yeah.
And let me tell you a story for this also, man.
Please. What is this?
Just
Let's remove let's remove this and then you can tell the story. Yeah.
So this to me feels like a monster that would come in, what do you call that show where there were three
Yeah.
girls, Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. Okay.
So it's like a monster in
from
Powerpuff Girls,
there.
right?
What is this, Nehal?
And what do you guys do make of it?
This is a tree,
Yeah.
and this is like a pixelated tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Box.
You zoomed in.
Yeah.
That's a style. Nice.
Yeah. He's a
Show it to
product,
camera, bro. Thanks for removing.
Yeah.
Bro, thanks for being here, catching up. Now, one last message you want to tell to the viewers, to the people, whoever is listening to it. Yes.
Designers are cooked. No. No. One last message. Yeah. I think if it's a designer watching, you should stop thinking you're a designer. In simple terms, if I have to say. Right? Just stop thinking you're a designer. Assume that this profession called designer or this title doesn't exist. You're some person who is in charge of doing a lot of different things with the goal of shipping something to real users at the end. And go as close as you can to do that. You want to do something of your own. You want to do it in the company you work for. Go as close as you can. Just don't assume that designing screens is the only job you have to do anymore. That's it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nihal, message to the viewers. This is the first time, we are discussing. Did you feel like it's shooting, or did you feel like it's very friendly?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Obviously, yes.
Not agree.
It's good. It's good really to talk to like-minded people. Obviously, I'm bouncing off ideas and discussing things. One thing I really want to put out is, designers living in a world of problems, solving problems all the time, and everyone. So I still remember one, question someone asked in a room full of designers and PMs. So they asked, "What do you enjoy in this job?"
They asked you.
No, so they asked everyone,
Okay, got it. Understood.
and I was just observing everyone's answer.
Huh.
Right? Most of them were, so they were telling, I enjoy problem solving. I enjoy complex problems. And only few of them, said, I enjoy to create beauty. Sort of, I get to create beautiful things. I get to create, happiness, things like that. So even if you solve problem, right? Anyone can solve problem,
Right.
right? But as a designer, I feel so an analogy that I would like to put on is, for example, a river doesn't has to be that beautiful.
Okay.
A tree or a mountain or a sky, right? It doesn't have to be that beautiful, but still it is, right? So God created beautiful things, and there is obviously purpose for every single, right?
Yeah.
They have function and they have form, right? So let's not debate about form, function, everything.
Yeah.
But for me, design without form or like design without beauty is not design for me at least. So that's my personal opinion. I want more designers to, do these things that, whatever you create, you just try to create something beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Not just solve problem, because problem can be solved. And I feel in the coming era also, like creating anything will be easier. So creating anything standard or average will be there, will be very fast, will be easy. And as designers now, how can you bring again value to the table is again like raising the bar of your craft and just creating really detailed, beautiful things that cannot be replicated easily. So another thing that I would really ask you guys to watch is recent video about by Mr. Who is the Boss.
Okay.
So he put out this video where he tried to escape Apple ecosystem
Okay.
because he was using this new Oppo phone and he found out the camera is really awesome.
Okay.
Right? He was getting good pictures. He was getting comments from his family. Please ask Arun to click pictures because he's really
Right.
good photographer. But
Right.
actually, he was having a really good camera,
Okay.
and people were loving it. So he thought, why not just switch to Android?
Hmm.
Right? Why I'm sticking to iOS?
iOS.
And so he switched, and then he realized my watch is not working.
Hmm.
His like the core features of AirPods were just if you just put out AirPods and
That's
it
correct.
pauses
Pauses
content,
content.
it is not working.
Right.
So he thought, okay, let's replace watch.
Hmm.
So he went out to shop new watch, couldn't find anything that
Right.
of quality. He found a Galaxy watch. He bought it and started using Galaxy watch. And then he found few inconsistencies. For example, he was working out, and in Galaxy watch, let's say it is showing there's 1,000 calories spent, and the moment you open your Android phone, the phone is still showing 500 calories. So it is not in sync.
Okay, got
It is taking some time to sync up.
Right, right.
Right. Similarly, a lot of issues in the file transfer. Obviously, Android has some sort of airdrop features, but it's not that reliable. Speeds are not there.
Got
These
it.
are like small things. A lot of small things he detailed in these videos that you cannot see if you just see it on the surface
Surface
level.
level. Okay.
But the kind of details that they were able to put in, the Apple guys, like Apple product designers or whoever done this, these are the small things that we designers, if we just create in any products, like we used to talk about in Grex. So if you open Grex, like it's like any other platform, right? It just throws you scores and all.
Scores. Yeah.
But if you start using it like a week or two, you'll get to see, oh, so many small details are there here and there, so intuitive, right where when you needed it, it's there, right?
And
So those things.
people say that good design is invisible. That is also not sometimes, can someone observe really, but subconsciously it gets in,
Right.
right? The overall tiny experience.
And yeah, so again, closing thoughts on this, just do something good,
Craft something beautiful.
craft something beautiful,
Right.
and don't just solve problem,
Right.
solve it beautifully.
Yeah. Solid beautiful.
Like lot of unorthodox things we have said. People say generally designers are cooked. We have said it in a different way.
Yeah.
People say solving problem. We have said it in a different way. So, like I told you initially also, this is always very subjective, and sometimes people think. So I'm like also putting on the closing statements as in people who think that they are in the field to make money. Of course you do. You will make ton of money if you do your work so passionately.
Yep.
There are peoples like IDEO got acquired at 6.6 billion by OpenAI. It's a design firm, right? The guy behind it's Johnny Ive. There are people in the industry in design who has maybe invented something so amazing that has got a lot of traction in the world, right? It's not like you can't make money. The artists we know who make songs, who make films and all, of course they make money. But the overall point is the intent wasn't there. The intent was to create music, films, products, designs, art so beautifully that either it attracts the people, for an example attention, that makes you money, either it solves a bigger problem that makes you money, and even if it doesn't solve the problem, it's beautiful, people come to it, again attention, it solves the entire process. But the overall idea is, if you're a designer, let's enjoy the process, let's try to make something beautiful. Like Nihal said, I really agree with that. The people like you who is making content is freely available, right? This, I think, why are you doing it, by the way, right? This makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise there is no point of putting extra hours
effort.
doing it.
Right.
Who is doing it? Hardly less than 1% of the people, right? Even those people who are doing it on a regular level, they are doing it for full time,
Full time. Yeah.
right? The people who are really shipping out, try to learn from those, try to find them, chase them, try to work on the craft. Don't think like you can skip a battle. You can't. You have to go through thousands ugly designs, 10,000s broken screens to make something really beautiful. So at the end of the day, if you want to create something good, work on your craft, that is doable. If you want to solve a problem, make money, that is also doable.
Yeah.
Try to chase that, but in a way, don't cry, or just don't hunt for the consumption, try to create. That's the only point I want to say.
Yeah.
And beautiful things will be created after a point in time when you go through a lot of things. another point is that always be ready for feedback. People don't really take it. We haven't talked about the basics, but I think that is very important. Right people, right feedback. Also try to ship to the public, even though whatever you have designed, cooked is bad, doesn't go down, don't go into the perfection zone or something, right? And of course, at the end of the day, this is something that we have chosen because we wanted to do it. So regardless, you have tough time or so, let's stick to it if you want to. Otherwise, that industry is not for you. Thank you so much again, Nihal and Chetan, for coming in, for doing this. Thank you
Thanks.
again.
Yeah.
It was fun talking to you.
Thank you, guys.